Welcome to Business Scale Insights with Kimberly Bonner. Listen for commentary, interviews, and information on how to grow your business. For all the details, contact BusinessScaleInsightsNetwork.com. So, Empire Builders, are you ready? Here's Kimberly Bonner.
Hello and welcome, Empire Builders. I'm your host, Kimberly Bonner, and this is the first episode of the Business Scale Insights FM and AM radio show. And I'm so elated and excited that what is currently a podcast I can share with the FM, AM radio and online audience. So this show, Business Scale Insights, what is it about, Kim? It is all about helping entrepreneurs move from startup to scale up. And honestly, that should really be the tagline of the show, moving entrepreneurs from a startup culture to a scale-up culture. Let me explain. Ever since about the late 90s, if you can remember, if some of you were born back then, to the early 2000s, there has been so much information about starting a business. Everybody's talking about the art of the start. And everywhere you look, there are entrepreneurial books and ebooks and podcasts and online courses and conferences and workshops and meetups and networking events, and everything in between has been focused on getting you to start a business. Everyone wants to start a business. For the past 20 years, that's what we've been talking about. But folks, after you start, then what? It's like having a baby and then everyone saying goodbye, good luck for the next 18 years. Birthing a child and a business is so hard. It's really hard. And God knows we need all the help we can get just to give birth to anything, right? But honey, once you get that child or business to maturity, getting that child to business and maturity without catastrophe takes a lot of help and a lot of wisdom. And that's just real talk, folks. All this startup information and resources that have been created in the past 20 years has developed what I like to call a startup culture in the United States and, more importantly, around the world. It's really amazing, the sea change at the culture. When I was in high school and when I was in college, and no, I'm not telling you the year because you're not going to date me, you're not going to know my age. But when I was in high school and college back in the day, and I'm sure there's so many people that can relate to this, entrepreneurship and self-employment was frowned upon. I'm sorry. You were encouraged to go to school and get a good job. And if your family was anything like my family, let me tell you, there was so much pressure for you to go to school, get good grades, get a good job with benefits. And I felt like I was told that from the womb practically. And honestly, part of that was due to the cost of starting a new business in the 20th century was really high. I mean, it was really costly to start a business in the 1950s, 1940s, 1960s, 1970s, 80s, and 90s. But the World Wide Web and the internet has changed all of that. And this is the good news that I'd like to share with the world. It's never been easier to start a business. Let that sink in. It's just never been easier to start one. Think about it. Just think about it. You don't need to purchase traditional office space. Marketing is more accessible via the web and social media. And heck, you can hire freelancers from all over the world. You can get freelancers here. You can get freelancers in India. You can get freelancers in China, the Philippines. The list goes on and on. So here's the problem, folks. Although it's been easier to start a business than ever before, the competition has never been more fierce. The competition is not only national, but it's absolutely international. So you don't have to worry just about the competition around the block, or back in the day, you might have to worry about the competition if you were in, let's say, Broward County or Dade County. You'd have to worry about the competition within the same county or in the same state. But now, oh my gosh, you have to worry about competition from all over the world. So what does that mean? That translates into high mortality rates for startups. So the mortality rate for a startup ranges anywhere from 80% to 90%. with a vast majority of startups not making it to see their 5th birthday. Can you believe it? So that's what I see in the marketplace all the time. There's all this activity. Everybody wants to give birth to their businesses, and I think that's wonderful. That's terrific. We're starting businesses like crazy. That's a great thing. We need to thank early pioneers in startup culture in Silicon Valley for helping us really do that. They were incredibly helpful in helping me and so many other people start businesses. The problem is we've got to move beyond that. And so when you listen to traditional radio programming, a lot of it, and I mean a lot of it, has been geared towards money management, wealth management, investment, not a whole lot towards entrepreneurship, and certainly not a whole lot towards scaling your business. This broadcast is really all about changing that. Business Scale Insights is really on a mission to kind of change the dynamic in traditional radio programming and even podcasting for that matter. We want to democratize access to entrepreneurial education and really scale up education so that everyone can access it, whether it's in the car, on the way to work, to school, online, the gym, or at your home. So beyond just democratizing access to entrepreneurial information and getting you started, this show is all about increasing the likelihood that your startup will live, and that your startup will not only live, your startup will live to scale if you desire to scale. So we talked about a little bit earlier about, 80 to 90% of startups fail. But believe it or not, the statistics get they're not that great for scale-ups. So let's say you make it past the 5-year mark. Let's say you live to be a 5-year-old business. Congratulations. That's wonderful. But this is the problem. So many people fail to pivot to scale, and they really want to, but they just don't know how. This is the statistic that I want to leave you with before we go to the break. 70% of scale-ups fail. Let that sink in. So if 80 to 90% of startups fail, 70% of scale-ups fail. Business Scale Insights and the Business Scale Insights Network is all about changing those statistics. We want to help develop a scale-up ecosystem that is a culture that helps improve those statistics. 80 to 90% of startups shouldn't be failing, and 70% of scale-ups shouldn't be failing. What you're doing and the businesses that are being produced by entrepreneurs and small business people all over this country and all over the world, you're bringing value to people. And unfortunately, sometimes it's because of ignorance, because you don't have the right resources. You're not moving to scale, and you're not moving in the right direction. When we come back from this next break, I'm going to talk about exactly why it's important to scale and what exactly is scale. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you already have a proven business model but have concerns about the best way to grow and scale, then you should contact the experts at New Day Consulting Systems. New Day uses innovative techniques to 10 times the impact of your business. Your local business can become a regional, national, or international enterprise. New Day Consulting Systems will show you how. For more information and to get started with New Day, visit the website at newdayconsultingsystems.com. One word, newdayconsultingsystems.com. To get your business off the ground and into orbit, contact New Day today.